Alrighty.
Hello, everyone.
Right here is Matt, company's mentor, master. So yeah, thank you all for joining us for our Power Hour. I believe this is the fourth, right, Matt?
It is.
Yeah.
Cuatro.
Cuatro. Yeah. So yeah,
Spanish there. Yeah.
a new face. I think no. Well, Oren joined us for the first one.
Oren was on last time.
Yeah, but I was
Carl,
super sick.
super awesome, consistent, rocking it, nice. Yes, and I see Frank is on here. Is he?
Yeah, I'm here. I had surgery, so I don't want to turn my camera on.
Oh yeah. Wow. I'm glad you made it through.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah. I know there's more people that will join. Probably they're busy, but if anything, we will post the recording. So yeah, let's move on. Frank, do you want to?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
Thank you.
So, I've been thinking about different ways to enhance the platform that SWEPs gives to us. Because and I'm probably guilty of this more than anyone. We look at SWEPs like a one-way street. Like SWEPs should provide us leads, and they do a great job of that. At least for me, they do. But what I could do a better job of, and I can't say that I will, for the simple fact that I'm happy with the results that I'm getting. But what I think would make my SWEPs experience even more, or give me a bigger return on investment, was if I engaged with my Facebook page more, and I put more content relating to mortgages on there. Because I've had a couple of clients, and even that contacted me, and they're like, "Hey, is this real? Is this legit?" Because there's no activity on your Facebook page. So I think it is important, and I would, if I had to put a percentage on it, I would probably say I can increase my return on investment by another 10 or 15, maybe even 20%, if I had more activity on my Facebook page, like posting my successes. Like when I close a loan, post that. When I have same day approval, post that. When I get a clear to close in 7 days, post that. And if I post those little milestone wins, then I could probably generate more people looking at my page and say, "Oh my God, if he can close a loan this fast, or he can do this for this person," maybe state the different programs that I offer, like bank statement loans and DACA loans and I-10 loans and construction loans and hard money loans. If I listed those things that I offer, maybe I would get even a bigger response from SWEPs. And that's the one thing I wanted to touch on today, was how we can enhance our experience with SWEPs and not just dependent on what they provide. Because sometimes you're like, man, I wish I had better reception from my clients, or better reception from my leads. And I think maybe that would drum up more business that had quote unquote better credit scores and more money down, because they see that we're legitimate. I don't know if you want to chime in on that, Matt, and what your thoughts on that, or Oren or Carl, what are your thoughts on how do you guys engage with your Facebook pages?
Well, that was one of the things I kind of touched on last week in regards to the ads, because what I've been doing is I'm taking the ads themselves that SWEPs is generating for me, and I'm sharing them in different groups and stuff like that, with the intent of getting likes, so then I can then invite them to my page and start engaging them that way. The one thing though that you said that really, I have been struggling with is the content piece of my business page. I have taken other folks' information, like a YouTube video here or there, talking about closing cost and down payment, because a lot of people don't know about that, and brought that over to my page. But I think you're spot on, and I could do a lot better by, writing some original content, bullet format or whatever have you, but do some original content on my business page to complement, what's already there, but also use those SWEPs ads as a way to invite people to the page. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because I look at it and I say to myself, a lot of people that come in, they come in that credit score range between 580 and 669. That's the range I get the most of. And I think, I get the majority of people that are looking for somewhere between 100 and 300,000. But I think if I show people, and I like the way you say, you take our ads, I shouldn't say our ads, but SWEPs ads, and you put them on your personal Facebook page to draw people to your business page. But if I can get people that look at my business page that have a better profile and they engage with me because they see that my content is legitimate and that I have something else, maybe I'll start to get more people over 700, and maybe I'll start getting more people over 300,000 to engage and click on the ad. And because those people are typically more educated, and not to say that people with low credit scores aren't, bad things happen to good people, but if I have to lump them into a category, I would say those people are more educated. They're more skeptical of things like Facebook ads and online ads. And if we can show them that we're legitimate, I think they'd engage with us a little bit more. And then we have an easier time closing files with the leads that we do get from SWEPs.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, 100%, guys. So I have a few thoughts on that. I mean, first of all, and that is part of what that nurture sequence is helping to do for you guys, but that is people that have already connected with you. And we're also now looking at then how do we connect with the people that haven't connected with you yet? I would say best practices are to try to connect and invite and friend anyone who, comments or reaches out or visits the page or anything like that. You're always trying to build, your network in that way. As far as original content, what we're really talking about is something that's original to you. We're not having to reinvent the wheel here. You don't have to try to come up with some spin or some content that no one else has ever done before, because that's pretty much an impossible task. In fact, what I do in our business, is we follow all of our competitors. Not everyone's competitor, but our colleagues, right? Other marketing agencies, not always even in the same niche as us, but the realtors that you work with, the other mortgage brokers that you see that are putting out a lot of content, there is nothing to say that you can't reiterate it in your own words to your own fan base, and make it your own. And with content, consistency trumps quantity. So what I mean by that is you're always better off doing a bunch of 2-minute, 1-minute, 4-minute, whatever videos talking about specific topics and being very consistent with doing it once or twice a week than you are doing a 45-minute blowout of everything and then not touch it for another month, right? So if you have these little ideas, these little moments, Facebook loves Facebook Lives. If you are comfortable with doing a selfie and doing a 45-second thing on rate changes or changes in underwriting or changes in the qualifications for conforming just changed, right, Frank?
Yes, they did. They're legally changing in 2022, but they're increasing the pricing on conforming loan limits.
Yeah. And so this information is out there. Other people are talking about it. Heck, I know about it, but not everyone else does. And it is helping to just set yourself as a pro, as an expert, as, having this information. And it's interesting when you're in it, you like to think, well, everyone knows this, or everyone is getting bombarded with this information. But the reality is they're really not. Especially the leads and people that we're attracting. a lot of these people, they're not yet being bombarded. So you do have that prime opportunity to set yourself apart. So, things to kind of look at, we create what's called a swipe file for ourselves. Whenever I'm on Facebook, whenever I'm on something and I see something that's like, oh, that's a great nugget, or that's a great idea, or whatever, that I want to repurpose, I keep a file that I can just always use as a resource to go and like create our own stuff. And even again, if it's just that nucleus of a idea that you can kind of spin off of. But short and sweet, like we're in a short attention span society, and you keep it to one idea. You only talk about one thing, and then you're only going to spend 30 seconds to 2 minutes tops, and you just do it. And if you can make that part of your a daily or weekly plan, you're just going to, you can just kind of get into that groove, and you're just going to like knock them out really easy, really quick. And the more content that's out there, the more people are going to like trust you. It's exactly like Frank said, when they going to an empty page versus a page that has a lot of content, it's always going to be better. And reviews as well. And that's something we can talk about a little bit more is, as you develop a client base of people that you've helped, certainly we can get those reviews, but a lot of people don't get that. Like, you can ask for reviews even if you didn't close a loan with them. If you help someone out and you finish a phone conversation with them and you go, hey, I hope this was helpful. What really helped me out is if you could take a couple minutes, if I send you a link, would you leave a quick review for me? And you'd be surprised. Again, it's that Hare Krishna thing that like you give, and then they're going to feel obligated and feel like, hey, Carl really helped me out, or Ross really did a great job. And yeah, I know I need to work on some stuff, but they pointed me in the right direction. For them to even be putting that on your page and giving you a 5-star review is huge. It's huge. And it's incremental, and it's just like chipping away at it. It's like, always ask, just always ask. Worst they're going to say is like, no. It's like, okay.
And you know what else I was thinking as I'm sitting here pondering over the idea of how I can do better for 2022 after I can get a little bit more mobile. I plan on doing something like little snippets, like did you know, like you said, FHA or conforming loan limits are increasing. Did you know that you can get a FHA loan with as little as 3.5% down if your credit score is 580? And then talk about it a little bit. Did you know that FHA changed their rules? Like they'll take the combined average of the two middle credit scores if one person is below a 580. Like just little did you know snippets. And then here, we're a community here at SWEPs. I mean, I can, if we become like Facebook friends, if you make a video, I can tag it on my page, and the more mortgage content that I have on my page, the better. So like, we may not have to make, 50 videos. Maybe we can all make like 5 videos and share them with each other. And then next thing you know, we have a whole round robin of videos that we can post on our own Facebook pages, because we're all in different areas and it can benefit everybody.
So
Just
you mind if I hop in here real quick?
Yeah, absolutely, Oren.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to social, and I think you guys are definitely hitting it on the head. You definitely want to be consistent, but you also want to be yourself, right? Because everybody can always sniff out somebody who's trying to be somebody else. So be yourself, because the more genuine are, the more people you're going to garner to you. And when it comes to content, if you just go to Google and then you set up content alerts for yourself. Yep. So, you can set up alerts where every day, whether 5, 10, however many you want, with things that you like, that you want to talk about. So whether it's a T-bill or refinance rates or whatever, and then just take that information and surmise it into a quick video. That's the content generator for you right there, because all you're doing is just regurgitating what you've already seen, and you're not having to reinvent the wheel. So that's something that I've seen that's been very helpful for me. Engaging on LinkedIn is another big platform as well, because while you may not find a lot of people who are quote unquote searching for loans there. If they see you engaging on LinkedIn and providing feedback, then people who are, and you kind of position yourself as a content leader or as a subject matter expert. It just goes even further with having other people, because that's one thing that's helped me as well, is being with that, and people see me like post on other people's posts, and then they'll hit me up and say, hey, I got a question, or let me look into that refinance or purchase as well. So just a couple of nuggets that I've found that have helped for me, and hopefully it helps you guys as well.
100%. Spot on.
Yeah, for sure. And we can do the same thing with our realtor partners too. Like our Facebook presence with, like you said, LinkedIn is a big business platform, but you can do the same thing on Facebook too. Like posting like, hey, did you know, I provide referrals to my realtor partners, and I bet your phone starts to ring off the hook with realtor partners trying to partner with you. Just different ways that we can generate and help our, compound our returns from what SWEPs does for us. And that's, I mean.
Yep. Well, and we do have some content that we're kind of curating together to give to you guys that you can repurpose. And we're going to make that available shortly for everyone, this content library. But that said, the other thing to think about is thinking bigger, thinking outside the box, because we get very caught up in this myopic view of like, I do mortgages, I'm going to only I talk about mortgages, mortgage, right? The thing is that people are attracted to people that are genuine, like Oren said, genuine, good people that want to help and that are bettering themselves. So the other content, other things to think about is when you're talking about wins, like it's always nice to say, oh, hey, I closed, we were able to close this deal in 72 hours or this, that. Those are great. Nothing wrong with those. But the other thing that attracts people is, how are you bettering yourself? People like to connect, and so what books are you reading? What blog posts, what videos, what movies, what anything that you think is a positive that you want to kind of shine a light on for other people. It's like, wow, you read this book on time management that really helped you. Well, that can be helpful to other people. Like, it doesn't all have to be you and your content. Like, it can be pointing them to a YouTube video that was like, got you super pumped up, or even other stuff on credit repair or other things that, that can be helpful, or other realtors blogs, or like a lot of this stuff we get very caught up in, like having to try and create it all ourselves. The reality is by you just being a conduit, by you just being helpful and pointing people towards things that they may not have discovered on themselves, that is enough in and of itself. Those are all just great things. So a lot of it is like learning to celebrate the wins, the little things that you're doing for yourself. Even it's like, hey, I started a new exercise routine. You get the dialogue going, right, with other people. You're like, hey, I started a new exercise routine. What's your routine look like? You throw that out there, all of a sudden people are going to be like, oh yeah, and I started this and I started that. It's like, these are all just ways to develop that rapport and connect with people. And it's like, we're human. People like working with humans. I say it all over and over again. No, Carl, you're a rocket, but like, if someone has a choice of putting their stuff on some anonymous website, impersonal, and dealing with, call centers, those are going to be one type of people. We're trying to get the people that want to work with people. And that's the service that you guys, that's what differentiates you guys, is you, what you bring to the table. You guys are your unique selling proposition. Like, outside of rates and all that stuff, it's like, it's how you operate and how you treat your clients. That's what sets you apart. But yeah, with the content stuff, man, there is a lot out there that we can borrow from, but it is, I think, thinking a little bit wider with it and really celebrating all the wins in your life, all the things that are going on, I certainly am not an advocate for taking photos of your every meal and that kind of thing. That got boring really quick. But if you find we all come across different things or music that you're listening to, like, oh man, dude, this new jazz track that I heard was like incredible. If you haven't checked out this, check it out. Like, it's just value. It's just like little things. You turn someone on and, and you get the comments going, you get the rapport, you get the conversation,
Yeah,
Makes sense?
for sure. Is anybody having any crazy experiences with like phone calls or follow-up or leads? Is everything going well with everybody? And everything's going well on mine. And
So I've been kind of on the struggle bus with SWEPs, but then again, I've only been live for like 2 weeks, just trying to get people on the phone through the SWEPs platform. So that's kind of been an interesting ordeal to battle, but because I think what a lot of people that I've been getting they're just not qualified, and then the ones that like 2 that I had were like semi-qualified. I've just been trying to get them on the phone. And it's been a fun experience, to say the least.
so
So
when
you got to get that ISA thing, man. So you don't have to.
Yeah, for sure, ISA. But then my other question to you is, when you say struggle to get them on the phone, so what time are you calling them? Because I found personally that it's good to call people in the morning when they're either on their way to work or before they leave for work, around noontime or between 11 and noon, because they're typically going to lunch, and after 6. So same.
Yeah,
And you're still struggling to get people. Do you send any text messages?
Text messages, emails, find them on Facebook, because that's where they first engaged, and send a message to Facebook. So
yeah, just I would just say keep at it, because you got a good game plan going there. I would just keep at it, and eventually they'll contact you and say, who is this? And you're like, well, you filled out my Facebook ad. It's so weird because people will solicit you because they click on your ad, and then you'll get the text message saying someone clicked on your ad. You'll call right away and they don't answer the phone. And I'll be like, what the hell happened? Like, but I just keep calling. You just keep calling, keep calling, keep calling. And eventually, some people click on your ad thinking that they cannot qualify. And then they don't even know where to begin, but they want a home, but they don't know where to begin. And they're embarrassed that they don't know. So I would just say, keep calling, keep texting, keep calling, keep texting, and just say, hey, and make sure when you text somebody, I put emphasis on the word free. I put free in all capital letters. I'm returning your message, or I'm following up with you regarding your free, all capitals, mortgage consultation. So they know that there's no obligation. It doesn't cost you a penny to talk to me about a mortgage. And that way, I think it lets their guard down a little bit to at least answer the phone or return your phone call.
Another thing that I would like to add to that, Frank, and I appreciate it. They're coming to you guys. They're clicking on your ad. They're taking the time to fill out an entire survey, submit it. So I don't know if you have read it, but at the bottom of the landing page, they are accepting, or they are agreeing that you're going to call them, message them. So maybe not try the bulldog method, or maybe do, I don't know. Just call at least 2 times, wait a couple of minutes between calls, at the beginning of the day and at the end of the afternoon. And eventually, just like Frank said, they're going to pick up. And all of this, like the ads, the survey, the automation, is for you to get in a call with them, because you are the professional. So, you have to take the advantage of the tools that we have provided.
Yeah, and I can help facilitate things. Maybe I believe I already have one started. If not, I can look at it. I can create an additional sequence, a workflow that is kind of a chase down sequence. So if you talk to them once and then they're kind of ghosting, we can make like a text and email sequence that you could just enroll them to. That will just, keep sending them texts and keep sending them emails to follow up in that way. Try and take some of that off of your guys' shoulders. The phone, again, like nothing ever replaces the phone call, but we can set up, something, because, like I think Frank and I talked about with sales, it's like you don't give up until they tell you either F off or they die. Really, and that's it. It's like, keep going, keep going, keep going. I would hypothesize that to a certain extent, the busier they are, the better lead that they may be. It's like the people that are high income earners are going to be are generally pretty busy with stuff. But the persistence is definitely key. And I can let me look at putting something together that will just kind of help with like just texting. So that'll just kind of take that off of your guys' shoulders. Do you think that would be something that would be helpful, Oren?
Yeah, I appreciate any help. Any help was always appreciated. So thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, let me put that together, and then once I have it, we can add it to everyone's accounts, and we can do maybe a quick little training, or I can create a video of just how to add people, because it would be a manual process you would add them to, like a ghosting sequence or something like that, and I'd show you how to add them to it, and then it would just keep sending them texts, and emails if we want. So.
Yeah, I agree with what Benjamin said. He said something like, they click on your ad, and all the way at the bottom it says you're going to call them. And I've had people curse me out, like, why the fuck are you bothering me? And I'm like, you filled out my ad, man. But
yeah,
people are weird. So you're going to get those, and you just have to power through them and say, all right, sir, ma'am, have a good day. Sorry, I won't contact you anymore. But we're going to get the anomalies. And eventually you're going to, I have this thing where you just dig through the dirt until you find that little bit of gold, get that little speck. And once you can see that speck of gold through all the dirt, you keep chiseling away at it. Next thing you know, you got a big gold block, and you close the loan. And it takes time, and it can be a frustrating and daunting process, but at the same time, it's better than not having anybody to talk to at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely, your credit repair specialist partner, you definitely want to have that. You definitely want to have someone that you can be referring all these people to, someone that you trust, someone that's going to reciprocate, or they're going to help them, and then these people are going to come back to you. That is definitely, those strategic partnerships are definitely key. And they're going to help, they may potentially help you recoup some of your investment on the front end if they're willing to pay per lead for these referrals. If not, then it is looking at it as a strategic chess type play, where it's like, how is this going to come back to you in the future? This is, we're building the business for the future.
Well, you have to be careful with RESPA about asking people to pay you for these, though, because if you ask a realtor to pay, you can sort of be in violation of RESPA.
Right. No, not the realtors, but the credit repair.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Then you can have them pay.
Yep. Because it's like, yeah, for us, it's like, oh, it's a shit lead, but credit repair guy is like, hey, I'll give you $20 all day long for those.
And I'll shine that shit up.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much what I had prepared for today. It was pretty much talking about how to engage with your social media presence to make people that are skeptical, or people that I would consider better profiles, engage with our pages. Because if our pages are active, and our pages show that we're real mortgage professionals, and our pages show that we're successful and we're getting deals done, then those are going to be the people that say, I want to work with him. And then you don't just get the people that are quote unquote bottom of the barrel because our pages aren't being engaged with. So I think it has to be like a tag team between us and SWEPs to make make this thing successful. We can't just put it all on SWEP's shoulders and think, okay, well, I want everybody to come in and be over a 580. Because no, the people that are over 580 want engagement on your page. The people that are over 700 want engagement on your page. The people that are on over 700 want to see activity on your page. And they're going to be skeptical. And if they're skeptical, they're like, I'm not giving my personal information to these people because I'm not sure. So I think a way to let the guard down would be to remain or be more active. Just like he said, be personal. If different things change in the industry, post about that. If rates are going up or down, post about that. You know, if rates are going up, say, hey, this is just a message. Let's get urgent about getting your loan locked because you know rates are going up. Hey, if rates are going down, great news. Rates are going down. Let's hurry up. Let's get your loan locked. You know, it goes both ways with loan locking. If the rates are going up, let's hurry up and lock it. If rates are going down, let's hurry up and lock it. So if we engage more with our pages, I think that we'll get more quality leads that I think we're looking for. Because we all want a lead that's easy, that's a W-2 employee. Nobody wants to deal with a self-employed employee. I don't. We all want W-2 employees, have $20,000, $50,000 in the bank, have a down payment, no problem. We want those. But if we want to attract those, we have to put in a little bit of work on our end to make sure that they trust us up front. Because those people are people that are protective of their credit, they're protective of their information, and they don't give it up easily. So if we put the correct content on our page, just humanizing ourselves and letting them know that we're legitimate, we're going to get better quality leads. And I think that's what will make a difference in taking this thing all the way home.
Yep.
I was thinking a lot about that. And I'm like, how do I get better people to engage with my page? And it's like, well, why would they engage with my page if I don't engage with my page?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And another thing to add to that, don't limit yourself to your pages. Go into groups, start posting. Like, hey, I'm a realtor. I can help you. Post different news. Like I just pasted a lot of like a idea dump, something like a lot of websites that you can copy stuff. Realtor.com is amazing. Nationalmortgagenews.com. It's also great. You can copy these articles or some parts of it. Use Canva. That's a free tool as well. You can put some nice text, nice pictures, and post them. Make them yours. You know, add your own logo, add your name at the bottom of it.
And we can help kind of create more of a resource section for you guys. But you know, at the end of the day, obviously there's this balance. So like, we're not trying to create a ton more work for you guys. And I know, you know, social media can become like, it's a beast. It can become a beast. There's agencies that's all they do is post on social media for you. But you know, similar like what Benjamin was saying, some of these articles, some of these things that you come across, it really is as easy as posting like, hey, saw this great article. Here's my thoughts on it and a link to the article.
Yep.
You know, it's like just add a couple lines of your own commentary on an article and post a link. Like it's as simple as that. Yep. Kind of stuff, because then you're adding your own opinion or your own expertise to it. The other thing is always keeping your ears open to like, what are people bitching about, right? What are people complaining about? And then addressing that. That's content for you. Like if you can help solve their problems or steer them or give them information, that's really helpful. One of the things that I see a lot on the ads, certainly in the hot areas, right, is like, yeah, rates are really low, but you know, home prices are like insane, right? True, but if you take a second and write a post and like crunch the numbers of like, okay, say that house drops by $100,000, but interest rates go up by 3 points. Where does that end you up? What do your payments end up looking like? Like, you know, I know there's always sensitivity as far as like, you know, throwing out numbers and you don't want to be held responsible for that and having those proper disclaimers. But I mean, if you can paint an example of like, yeah, prices are high, but if you until the prices drop and the interest rates go up, you're going to lose, you know, like if you can paint those kinds of pictures, it's going to help them because they don't get it. People are like, oh, the prices are crazy, so I'm just going to wait. And it's like, yeah, man, well, you wait and those goes up by 3 points. You're actually going to end up, yeah, you save money on the purchase price, but your payments are going to be, you know, a third more, whatever more, like whatever that ends up being, you know, and people don't get that, especially, you know, I know from the realtors, everyone talks about like, you know, that property values just always keep going up. And so, you know, that kind of thing. So I think there's arguments to be made in there, that, you know, again, it is just putting out a scenario so that they can see these numbers in broad terms, and it's kind of hoping to, you know, kind of reframe their what they're seeing and their opinion on things, because they're just, all they're saying is like, oh, that house is 50,000 more than I would ever pay, you know, or whatever.
But that interest rate will cost you $75,000 more. So which is better?
Right. Exactly. You know, so it is that kind of stuff. And I think that is one of those things that happen that is really common. That comment, I see it all the time in the hot areas. And so if you're seeing those kinds of comments, like, man, make a little post about it, you know. I think that can be helpful.
Yeah, you guys have the authority.
Yeah.
So do it.
How are you doing, Dave? I saw you jumped in a little late here, having your morning margarita. And,
That's right. Got to start the day off right. Alcohol.
He's getting the gains. That's a protein shake, right?
This one is, yeah. Yep.
nice.
My protein, I had my amino acids and creatine earlier. So yeah. Hey, things are starting to pick up with I haven't been live very long. What, a month, Benjamin? Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so things are starting to pick up for here in Washington. I'm appreciating the hard work that well, Mary is the one that I've interacted with most when she calls me. So with leads, she's doing great.
Awesome.
Talked to her a couple of times besides her transferring me calls. So I'm happy with the Facebook ads, because, you know, I'm going to get to a point very soon where I hire somebody just to do my social media, because I can't, it's too much time, even if it's a 45-second video, to read an article or, you know, find out something to do the 45-second video. You know, I've got so much other things that I've got going on. So I'll be hiring someone to take over that for me, to go along with all of the work that SWEPs is doing by giving me my daily posts, handling my interactions with the clients or with the potential clients. So yeah, things are growing great. Appreciate everything.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's great to hear. And yeah, I mean, that's really like thinking as a business owner, right? It's like, we only have so much bandwidth. We only have so much time. We can't do it all ourselves, you know? And, and I think, you know, with your guys' industry, and even like with mine, when I started the agency, you know, there is a certain amount of bootstrapping. There is like you're wearing all the hats, you're doing it all yourself. And I think the goal is to, as quickly as possible, get to the point where you can lean on other people, and you can hire other people, and you can farm all that kind of stuff out, and really just stay focused on, you know, helping your clients, having those conversations. And but it is a shift, and it's hard sometimes to let go.
This is true. You know, I've got a business consultancy firm that I pay to, and they said the same thing. Find the things that you're good at, hire out everything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
And really, you know, as a loan originator, I'm good at talking to realtors and talking to clients. So I'll hire out my social media. I'll hire out someone to set my appointments. Hell, I'll even hire out someone to take the app for me, or review the app before I get it, so I can structure the loan. So I'm making the most money.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it's, you know, and it's not always easy because sometimes you have to make decisions. You have to do things where you're actually going negative in order to see the positive. You know, you're doing things and making decisions for your future of you and your business, and it doesn't necessarily align with where you're at right now. You're making decisions for that growth, and it's a little scary. You know, it's like, you know, it is. You're sometimes spending money or using resources that, you know, you feel like it's a little bit of a gamble, that, you know, you're not ready for it, or you have that extra time, or you don't really have that extra money. But, you know, if you can trust in the process and trust in yourself and trust that this is going, that, you know, a little step back is going to catapult you forward that much faster, you know, then it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. And so many people, this is where they get stuck. This is where they get stuck.
Yeah, there's a cost associated with doing business, and that's just the way the world works. And unfortunately, like you said, sometimes you got to go negative to go positive. You know, you don't return on investment. That's why you get the return after you've invested. So, I mean, that's why it's worded the way it is. You have to pay before you can, you know, profit. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, to an extent, I mean, that is what the investment in SWEPs and the investment in yourself is. You know, it's like we've always said, we love the home runs, we love the outliers, we love when the loan, you know, drops into your lap and everything's great, but those are not, you know, those are the exceptions. And you know, the investment into this program was the same kind of thing. It's like, it's the idea that you're going to recoup it and tenfold, but you just have to stick to the plan, and you have to trust in that process, and you have to believe it's going to happen, and it's not going to necessarily happen overnight, you know?
Yeah.
Cool, guys. So, we've been on for a little bit now, getting about quarter to one. What's here in the Twin Cities anyway. Is there any other thoughts or questions Frank or I or Benjamin can help with or answer for you guys? No. Yeah. Hey, that's all right. You know, things will come up. We are here for you guys. We want you to lean on us as a resource. And if there's ever any bumps in the road, we are here to help smooth those out. You know, at the end of the day, like this, you know, Wednesday power hour thing that we're doing and everything that we're doing, it's to create wins for you guys. And you guys win, we win, everyone wins, and it's, you know, bank account is overflowing. So that's what we want to see. And we're going to continue developing everything that we are. I'm going to get these additional resources for you guys as far as like content goes. And I really actually like some of what we've been talking about here, and it gets my wheels turning of really trying to develop a little bit more of a library and resource library for you guys, with like these links and with stuffs that you can do if you have that bandwidth. And then if not, we can also look at how we can help you in other ways. You know, we actually do have a pretty good source of virtual assistants and other people that you know, we could also maybe look at, if it gets to that point of helping you guys like have your own virtual assistant, if that kind of thing would be helpful. Or like Dave said, there's other people and other people that we can connect you with that that do the social media posting and all that kind of stuff. You know, so we can always hash that out for you guys, and it's got my wheels spinning a little bit of things, of making this program, you know, even better for you guys. So
yeah, for sure.
So cool. That's all I got. Frank, sounds like that's all you got. Benjamin, did you have anything you want to to add here?
No, so far so good. I think I have scheduled with all of these beautiful clients my weekly meeting already. I shall
Awesome.
see you around. I'll be online. Shoot me a text, send me an email, give me a call, whatever you want. I'll be online. I'm dedicated to you guys. You already know it. So yeah, I think this is a wrap.
Yeah, guys.
I
Well, thank
wish
you all.
Yeah.
Thanks all for coming again. You know,
Yeah.
we really appreciate you. We want to continue growing this, make sure, try and get as many people coming. I know it can be sometimes a difficult time of the day. And if we find that it is, if there is a better time, and maybe I'll add that actually to the form that we have you guys doing. I would like to kind of know if this time is working for everyone. Or if we're having a lot of people that aren't able to make it because of conflicts. I do know that there's at least one client I've spoken to that actually has a coach at this exact time on this exact day. And so he's never going to be able to come. And so I get that. We're not going to, you know, but the recordings will be there. And I'm glad, like, all of you guys hopefully have an appointment scheduled with Benjamin. I want to make sure that everyone is utilizing the smart list and understand how to best use the CRM system. And then again, like, there's questions or suggestions, we're going to take it all in. We're going to continue to better the product and help you guys out. So
Yes, sir.
So cool, guys. Well, with that, let's wrap this up. Let you guys continue on your day, and yeah, let's knock it out of the park, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great day.